Welcome to The Rest Between Sets, a podcast about health, wellness, and the real lives behind the workouts. I'm Rebecca, a physical therapist and a strength coach who has had some really good conversations with athletes while they're resting between their sets. I've gotten some really good life advice, and so every week I sit down with members of our gym and our community to talk about what it really takes to be strong in the gym and in life. The next podcast guest is my best friend, Megan. Megan used to be a coach at Hustle One. Now she has her own strength coaching business, and she just recently became a mom. And that's what this episode is about, motherhood. Megan, I'm so excited that you're on the podcast today, and I want to thank you for having me at your house.
Oh my gosh, thanks for being here.
So how have you been feeling? You had baby Ben a couple months ago?
Yes, he was 2 months as of yesterday. And it has been a whirlwind. I think we finally kind of came up for air like 2 weeks ago. I feel like things started to kind of mellow out, and I was able to get out of the newborn fog a little bit.
Do you feel like you're starting to develop like routine?
Yeah, kind of. And I think I use the word more rhythm, because I don't feel like routine is like not a thing, because between me, Josh, and the baby, like there is no routine. It's more of just like you kind of get like a flow of the day, but each day it's a little bit different. But yes, I do feel like there's more consistency versus the first like couple of weeks. It's like it's straight survival.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, so I know we have a lot of like new moms at the gym, and we also have a lot of ladies who are pregnant at the gym. So like you are a pretty serious athlete. So what did your workout routine look like before you got pregnant, during, and then how is it now?
You're so funny to ask this question. So I had to end up starting rehab right around the same time that we got pregnant, because I was having some like pelvic floor issues, and I think it was actually due to like some of the workouts that I was doing. I don't even know what I did, but I was starting to rehab it because I was also like, well, if we decide to get pregnant, then this would be good baseline to have. So I started to kind of rehab right before, and that actually went through like the first like trimester of pregnancy. I was working through just some rehab there. So I actually slowed down my workouts a lot, and then I ramped them back up. So in the second trimester, I was feeling a little bit better, like less, like the nausea had subsided, that kind of thing.
And that's pretty typical, right? To feel better in the second trimester than in the first.
Yes, and then the third it goes downhill again. So that second one you just gotta hold on to for dear life.
It's like the honeymoon trimester.
Yes, it is, and then you get this false hope, and then your dreams are crushed. But I was doing that rehab program, and then I was also doing like some CrossFit at the time, because like I had really reeled it back just a little bit because I was nervous. It's my first time being pregnant. I also had no idea like what I was like allowed to do, and truly, yes, you can do anything that feels good. And I was doing handstands and handstand walking like all the way like halfway through, but then I felt like I had to stop because I thought that it was wrong, but it felt great.
You were saying inversions felt good, right?
Yes, inversions felt so good, but then there's a certain point like where you don't want to keep flipping, because like they say that like going upside down can like flip your baby the wrong way. It was fine. I just did it as long as it felt good. But I was doing some CrossFit there sprinkled in, and I mean lots of strength training. Like I was trying to keep my legs like as strong as possible, my arms as strong as possible, and I was trying to mitigate losing any muscle mass, but I still was losing it, even though I was trying to like eat high protein and work out and all that stuff. But I worked out all the way up until probably like I want to say like the last like 2 weeks, and then I was just really tired, so I like stuck with mostly walking, and then I would jump in a couple CrossFit classes like when it felt good. I mean, very scaled towards the end. Like I think I was just doing bird dogs and air squats.
There's no just.
Yes, but it got to the point where it was just hard to move.
All movement's good movement.
Yeah,
like, and it was probably a lot harder to being a totally like different shape, different weight.
Oh my gosh, I couldn't even put my shoes on. Putting my shoes on to get out the door was a workout. I would leave them tied.
Do you feel like it changed your balance too?
People say that, but I didn't experience that it changed my balance. I just moved really slow, and I do feel like my center of gravity changed, but because it was so slow, I feel like my body acclimated fine. But I just felt like I just had to move really slow. I didn't feel like, balance was fine, I feel like.
Okay, that's good.
But also like if you go to shave your legs in the shower and you have to balance around this belly, like you have to get good at standing on one foot or balancing. So I don't know if you want to include that, but you have to practice it, and I did. So it's like I didn't want to fall.
How did you practice for that? Like yoga?
I don't know, yoga. We're just in the gym. Like, I don't know. I would try to do like the thing like where just like play, like where you bounce like a lacrosse ball standing on one foot. I don't know, just because they told me my balance was going to go, but it didn't.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
I don't know.
That's good. And then how about now that the baby's born? How are things looking?
For workouts?
And just like exercise movement in general.
Everything is weird. It is really, really weird. The first, like, I would say 2 weeks, my body felt like jello. Like, because I had the separation of abs and everything kind of was like displaced and coming back together, and my abs are like learning how to fire not in this super expanded position, I felt like the only thing that was holding me together was like my back muscles, because the front just like wasn't working correctly. So like sitting up out of bed, I feel like when I was pregnant, everything was super tight and stretched, and like I still had muscles that were like activating. It was really hard to move because I had a basketball in front of me. But after I delivered, I was like, it just was so weird. It was super jello-y. And that was wild to get like adjusted to. What was your question? This is the fog. And also we're doing this so late. What was your question?
Megan, it's 9:25 p.m. It's not that late.
It's very late. What was your question?
My question was about how like workouts and movements are looking for you now that the baby's born.
It was jello-y at first, and I started like rehab, like I would say 2 weeks postpartum. Now, here's the thing. I thought I was going to be totally fine after delivering a baby. I was like, oh, I'll just get right back to it. Actually, though, those first 2 weeks, I really shouldn't have done anything. I went for like a walk, like probably right after we got home from the hospital, like day 4 or 5. I went for a walk, and then the next day I like paid for it, just with like all the things that happen, like after you have a baby, like my bleeding increased, like that kind of thing. And I was like, I was really tired the next day, and I was like, okay, I really overdid it. So like really those first 2 weeks, I now I know if we have subsequent children, I will not do anything for the first 2 weeks. Like I will just literally let my body kind of recalibrate. And then I started like that rehab program, and it was just a lot of floor work, a lot of breath work, that kind of thing. And coming up on now, it'll be 9 weeks postpartum this week. And I've definitely like integrated some weights back and that kind of thing. And my best friend Rebecca over here is telling me I need to do a little bit more, which I'm really excited for, because I'm ready to start feeling like myself again.
Yeah.
So
we're gonna start tomorrow.
Yeah.
Deadlifting again. Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
So what's one thing that surprised you about motherhood? One thing that you weren't maybe expecting?
Honestly, this sounds horrible, but the lack of like emotional connection that I have with my child, because
that surprised me.
Yeah, because honestly, like I would feel like the past like week has really gotten to the point where I'm like, oh my gosh, this kid is so cute and I freaking love him. Aww. But I think because a lot of things,
he is really cute.
He is adorable. I also am very biased, but I think like because I'm super type A, I'm a super anxious person. During pregnancy, all I could think about was like, okay, I have to make sure like I don't hurt the baby. And now it's like, how do I keep the baby alive? So a lot of like right now, it or at least before this week, it felt a lot of like duty and responsibility to keep him alive. And that's all that I was focused on versus like an organic connection with my son. Because yes, I grew him in my stomach for 10 months, but I never saw him. So when you see him, it's like you're meeting him for the first time. And that was kind of crazy to me. But then I was just panicking about keeping him alive. And then we had like a couple of like setbacks. Like he got sick. We had to get the lip and tongue tie release. And those types of things were like, that caused him to cry. And I felt like I was like traumatizing him. And so then I felt like I had to like sugarcoat like and force myself to like quote unquote love him more. Versus just letting it be like this organic connection that you just build with your child because you created him. But like it was just hard because it was like a lot of ups and downs where I just like we were in survival mode. Like I felt like I was like fighting for my life every single day and like fighting to keep him alive, and it just was crazy. So I do feel like that has been the most shocking thing is not feeling like the emotional connection right away, which I thought I would. And I mean
that's a very profound answer.
The first 24 hours in love, because you're like, this is the thing I've been waiting for. And then after that, I just was like, oh dear God.
Yeah.
What have I done? But now I feel like and I also think it's a hormonal thing too. Like my hormones are now starting to like regulate a little bit more. So just the ups and downs of all that has been crazy.
That's a really profound answer, Megan. That was awesome.
Thank you. Very honest.
So, yeah. So, you also have a coaching business, which I know is kind of a little bit on hold right now, but can you talk a little bit more about that and what you do?
Yeah, so when we moved back up here to our hometown, I decided that I really missed like coaching and helping people. Mm-hmm. So started that up at the house, in the garage, and I really love that because I get to work from home, and the area that we live is super underserved, and there's just like no gyms in this area, so it's really fun to just like have that one-on-one client relationship. So I decided all of my clients are wonderful. Like mm-hmm. I work primarily with females, and a lot of them are moms, and so they like totally understand. So when I was like, I'm pregnant, they were like, we're so excited for you, and that was wonderful. So I decided to take like a full maternity leave because I didn't really know what I was signing myself up for. Mm-hmm. But I'm looking to get started again in person in the next month. But yeah, so basically I'm one-on-one with clients, and we do like I work with them with like nutrition stuff, obviously working out. I try to help them be successful on their own. So like if they want to work out at home sometimes, I'll write programming for that. But just really finding like my niche is like with just women. And then also it's like moms, and then also like postmenopausal women has been like my thing. Mm-hmm. And I don't know how that happened. It just like did. I guess maybe that's like the demographic of where we live, but I really love it. I have really great clients.
Sometimes you don't pick your demographic. The demographic picks you.
Yeah, apparently.
Mm-hmm. Well, you also have a pretty sweet home gym setup. Was that hard to manufacture?
You can ask Josh. It was, it took a lot of like blood, sweat, and tears, but it also was like over a time. Like we had the garage itself was like a perfect setup. So like we ended up, it had a really high ceilings, but then we decided to like insulate it because the winters get really cold here. Mm-hmm. So we insulated it, and then we had like the bare rig up, and then we decided we wanted to close the walls, and so we insulated the walls and then put just like random pieces of wood we could find, and that's why it has that rustic box look to it.
I think it looks great. I mean, it's really cool
fun.
Looking.
Maybe we'll paint it one day. But just like slowly pieces came together. But I mean, yeah, it was like you've moved in a gym and you've done it. It's hard work.
Yes.
It's not easy.
Like I said, the best workout is not to work out at the gym. It's to move the gym.
And the floor mats.
Yeah. They are heavy. They're not light. But hey, that's what we train for, right?
Yes.
Functional fitness.
Functional fitness at its finest.
How long did that take you guys to get from point A to where you are right now?
Oh my gosh. I would say a couple of months.
Oh, okay. That's actually considerably shorter than I thought.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I would say that we moved into our house in August, and then I would say by the winter, everything was like, we like accumulated more equipment along the road, but like getting the main big things done, mm-hmm. I would say a couple of months.
Now, you used to do a lot of competitions. Is that something you would like to get back into, like, down the road at some point?
Such a great question. Yes.
Finish to the Coast is, next year.
Oh, my god.
But, I mean, they have Finish to the Coast every year. So, I mean, it could be a long-term thing.
Oh, my gosh. Well, of course. I'm an athlete at heart, and I'm super competitive. So, if you ask me questions, heck yes, I want to. But I think I'm afraid to say 100% yes because my body still doesn't feel normal and like my own. So I'm like, I don't want to expect things out of myself that like I would fall short of. Fear of failure.
You know what I was thinking? You and Josh should do a high rocks.
I was thinking that too, but then also it's a lot of running, and I really don't like
It's not that much. It's only like, I mean, it's only, you can't think of it, you can't add it up. It only adds up if you add up.
Well, yes, that's good logic, but also 1,000 meters is still a long time.
You'll be done with that in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, okay.
If you do it with Josh, he'll be pacing you, so you'll run even faster.
Okay, well, we could talk about that maybe. But yeah. I was thinking about training. I want to train for something. I just don't think I'm not ready to train for something that's CrossFit yet because I know of what I was capable of, mm-hmm. and I don't want to expect that of myself. So whether it's like a sprint triathlon or whatever, high rocks, whatever it is, like I would something that's.
You guys should do an Ironman so bad.
I cannot do a full.
It doesn't have to be a full. It could be half.
No, I'm thinking sprint first. Start small.
Or maybe at least like Olympic distance. I think that would be like a good. Okay. A sprint, like you'll be done with that in like an hour probably.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect.
Well, we'll talk about it. We'll discuss it more. So like what is like a movement in the gym that you haven't done yet that you're most excited to get back to?
Obviously deadlifts. Anything deadlift, sandbag, bar muscle ups, toast bar,
any
gymnastics.
Okay.
I'm still able to do one pull-up, but it is a 1 rep max.
Is a strict pull-up or kipping?
Strict.
Okay.
I haven't tried kipping just because of the
The ballistic nature of it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'm nervous. Maybe we'll try that tomorrow.
We'll try it tomorrow. We'll try a bunch of stuff tomorrow.
Okay, perfect.
What time are we doing this tomorrow?
I don't know. When do you want to wake up? I'll be up probably at 5 with my kid.
Okay, perfect. Oh, we'll maybe do 6.
Okay,
we'll
perfect.
See. We'll see how we're feeling.
Like the 6 a.m. class.
So when you are training your clients and stuff, like, what do you generally like do with them? I know it's like pretty individualized, but like, what are some of the movements that you really like to give?
Oh my gosh. Well, every day, so at the start of every session, I always put people on the bike for 2 minutes. Reason why is because I love to check in with people when they walk in. And if I'm having them do like actual exercises, I get distracted. So I'm like, sit on the bike for 2 minutes and let's just talk.
Yeah.
How are you feeling? How are you doing? How's your body? Like, you know, are you having issues today? Whatever. And some people will start crying on the bike. Like it's, you know, out of the wazoo. But always start with like something like that, and then we'll do, usually it depends on like what type of session or like package that they have, but it'll be some type of like warm-up circuit that's specific to them. So like I like to kind of integrate that rehabby type stuff at the beginning. So if somebody is dealing with an issue, it's like I'll do like the rehabby stuff first as like our warm-up, and then usually we'll focus on 1 to 2 lifts for the day. So I do like a push day and a pull day, because a lot of my clients, it's usually just like 2 days a week, and then sometimes they'll do like a full body day at home. So it's either a push or a pull day, and then we'll focus on like an upper or lower lift. It just depends, and then I'll kind of like alternate weeks. And then we'll do some accessory. And then if we have time, we either do like, I'll usually give them an option, because I like to make people feel like they can decide what their workouts are. So either we'll do like a Tabata. Sometimes it'll be like core. I'm like, what do you want to work on? Like core, arms, legs. Or sometimes I'll just be like, we're just going to do the sled and you're just going to push it and it's just going to be fun. So it depends on what their goals are for sure. But it's like your typical little warm up, the meat of it, and then a fun little finisher.
Nice. That's awesome. I mean, that's kind of what we do too. I mean,
Yeah.
You know that. So
Yeah.
Okay, so here's something I'm kind of curious about.
Yeah.
I want to know more about how you got into CrossFit and into working out in general.
Ooh, okay. So into working out, I did yoga in high school. And that was like my first introduction of like working out I liked, because you think about like high school, and I did like preseason for volleyball where they made me run, and I would get like cramps because I hated running. It was so unathletic, it was painful. So I did yoga, was the first thing that I found that I really enjoyed. So that's what got me into movement. And after I did yoga, I stayed consistent throughout, like since then I've been consistent. And in college, I focused on like, I got into like the weight room a little bit more. I also really liked cycling in college. And
Cycling?
yeah, like spin classes.
Okay.
I love
Okay,
spin
this
classes.
is good. Okay, so
Sorry,
you're
I guess
already
cycling
training for triathlon. Okay,
cycling
perfect.
and spin classes are very different.
Well-
But spin classes are super fun. Actually, me and my college roommate, we would sit on the bikes that were downstairs facing the weight room, and we would call it our perching, and we would just look at the guys in the weight room. Don't worry, I'm married now, it's fine. But that's what we did. We would scope out our selection.
Is that where you first spotted Josh?
No,
From
we did
top of
not.
bikes?
No, we did not go to the same school.
Oh,
So,
bummer.
no.
I thought you guys went to the same high school.
We did the same high school, not college.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But so I got into like some like not weightlifting, but like free weights and that kind of thing. And then I followed this girl on Instagram who got me into like a little bit more of like functional training, and so I started doing that on my own, and more like EMOMs and Tabatas and a little bit more higher intensity. And then my sister actually was the one who got me into CrossFit. She was dating this guy at the time who was into it, and I was like, isn't that stuff that like hurts you? Like, don't you do like crazy stuff, and don't people always get injured from that? I was like, that's stupid. And then like a year went by, and she was like, hey, you should really come try a class. And like after the first class, I was like hooked. I was like, drank the Kool-Aid. I'm addicted, because I had been training like some higher intensity in college, but then this added like a barbell, which I had never really like used a barbell. So my sister got me into it, and then I like took it from there and just like, I don't know. I just kept going. She kind of like dropped off for a while, but now she's kind of coming back to it. But yeah, since she introduced me a couple years ago was when I first started.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, do you have any advice for new moms or any ladies who are working out that might be pregnant right now?
Hold on for dear life.
Hold on for dear life. Okay.
No. Honestly, I will say, if you are thinking about becoming a mom, or if you're thinking about getting pregnant or anything like that, and if you are pregnant or you are a mom, it's never too late. But if you're planning on it, do it, and do it now. Get in the habit and get in the routine. Because if you become a mom, it's coming from somebody who, like, I find joy and purpose and, like, some of my identity in working out. And it is ingrained in my very well-being of, like, it's a habit and routine for me. It is so hard for me now to do it, even though it is a part of me and I do that for a living. If you're thinking about becoming a mother and you want to be active at some point in your life, you need to ingrain those habits now. It's never too late. But if you can get ahead of the curve, it is so important to, and have that become part of, it should just be like second nature. You don't need to think about it. Because if you need to think about it, it's not going to happen. Because let me tell you, your brain changes and it's very hard and it feels like you have no time in the world.
Yeah.
But also, every day does get better. And I'm so thankful I did work out throughout pregnancy, because I do feel like the kid's car seat is like 30 to 35 pounds because we've got a chunky kid. And like carrying that thing around is awkward. So like the odd object carries, the strongman stuff I did with you guys, like all of that stuff comes into play now. It is very functional. So yes, train.
Functional fitness, strongman.
Yes, train all of the things. Do all of the things, continue to work out, and even towards the end of your pregnancy, like, if you can only walk. That's okay. Like, I didn't lose anything by, like, stopping the last 2 weeks of my pregnancy, basically. And then when you become a mother and you're doing the things, definitely make sure that you make time for yourself, and it's okay to pass your baby off to your husband or to your partner or to somebody else and say, I'm going into the gym for 30 minutes because I have to move or I'm going to go insane. Yeah. That's okay, and you should do that, because it is very important to take care of yourself. Because every time I come back from the gym, I'm a better mom. I'm a better wife.
Yeah. And shout out Josh for being an awesome dad.
And shout out Josh. He needs an award. He's great. He's great. But yeah, just keep moving.
Well, Megan, this was an awesome podcast, and it was great to catch up with you.
The best one yet.
And I want you to know that I love you forever.
Love you forever. And have the best day ever.
Thank you so much for listening to the Rest Between Sets, and thanks so much, Megan, for being an amazing podcast guest and sharing all of your new advice on motherhood. We'll see you next week, and have a fantastic weekend.